What's poppin' internet? Welcome to another episode of the Synced Up Filmcast, a show we reel you into Harry Potter movies and talk about some of the other things that we've been watching, like I'm Vengeance.
Jordan, hit that light.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
something was off.
Please hit the light.
Hit it.
I'm Vengeance. Hit it.
There we go. Thank you.
It actually looks much better with the light off. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Well, it's because you got a mixture of like
And anyway,
hard light and light
we're going
light.
to talk about Fantastic Beasts 1, rank and review it. We're going to
Fantastic
talk about
Beasts.
Batman and our thoughts on that. I started Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, very riveting cinematic television, superb writing. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Yeehaw, baby. I can't believe that you said I smelled like hospital when my aunt was getting emergency double leg amputation.
That's a line?
Yeah.
Quote?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And if you
writing.
like quotes like that, you should support us on Patreon at patreon.com/synceduppod, where for $1 you can get access to our lovely Discord where we talk about weird shit like this,
Did you?
Yeah, Chance is at Disneyland right now.
Chances at Disney?
Yeah.
Land or world?
He's at whatever one's in
Is he in Cali or Florida?
fuck if I know. Sorry, Chance.
Wow.
I can't remember. He just said I'm going to Disney, so that's all I got. I
don't
know he's going. He went to a wedding and then to Disney.
But is he doing like the Avenger stuff? Do you know?
Not sure.
Damn.
I hope so.
Well, if he's doing Avenger stuff, he has to be in Cali.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
then he
think it's
might
in
be
Warren.
coming up next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe. He said I don't know, money's gonna be tight. I was like, we can send you some money.
Slide up.
I know, that's what I said, Chance.
Gas is really the problem.
Gas is the problem, but
Tell
we
him to hit the
can
bike, start
send you a
pedaling.
few bucks.
Slide you some pennies.
We can side you some dollars. Or for $5, you can support us at patreon.com/syncedup. For $5, we can get access to the post shows of all the shows that we do.
Yes, sir.
That Discord and many more goodies, all from youtube.com/synceduppodcast and podcasting services around the globe. New episodes of this show specifically go up in all those feeds Tuesdays, 7 a.m. Central Time Zone Gang. You can also write into the show to synceduppod@gmail.com or the read or mail submissions tab at the Discord with any questions, comments, concerns, or games. And we will read those on the show.
Most certainly.
You should also consider dropping a follow on Twitter at synceduppod to keep up to date with all of our content from across the board. Thank you to Chance for running those. Also, speaking of Chance and that board, TikTok at synceduppod on TikTok. You should follow us over there. Give us some likes, some comments, some shares, some favorites, all of the stuff, because we'd very much appreciate all of the engagement. We need it.
Yeah.
Because it gives us boost. I haven't checked the views in a while. You know, I'm going to do that right now.
You can check the views.
Let's look and see how we're popping here.
Dude, I almost failed the Central Time Zone game, bro.
You did?
It was close. We're on like a very long streak.
Synced up pod. Here we go.
Open it up. You're at
So we're looking
Synced
at
Up Pod.
1,725 views.
That's pretty good.
937, 1,240. It's pretty good. Pretty good. 68 likes, bro. We're getting some comments in here. Kylie already, the boys showing the love.
Yeah,
Oh, there's Fielding coming in here. This guy coming in with some Animal Crossing talk. Don't know who this is, but shout outs, bro.
I love it. TikTok's great.
Thank you. Go over there and do that. Now it's time to talk about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them.
This
The
was
first of the prequels.
yes. So we've watched all the Harry Potter movies.
Yes. Well, let's talk about
Now it's time. We wanted to stay in the wizarding world.
the Wizarding World.
You get Eddie Redmayne,
Eddie Redmayne.
and he playing Newt, not Gingrich, Newt Scamander.
Newt Scamander.
That's who he's playing.
Yep.
And honestly, he's a good character.
Yeah, I like him. I love Eddie Redmayne, man. Big fan.
The mannerisms makes him such a lovable, quirky character.
When he was what's the film? The film.
The film for him, his movies.
Not modeling, not stage. Show me some films. There is
Probably at least.
a film that he is in that I liked a lot, which was what I seen him in.
What are you looking at? Wikipedia.
Because I was on Wikipedia.
I was about to say you should just go to IMDb
Yeah.
or just type in Eddie.
Here we're gonna hit boom. We're gonna go back. We're gonna
Back.
go boom. We're gonna click cast. We're gonna click Eddie.
Eddie
We're gonna click movies.
movies.
There is a movie that
What
he's
movies
in.
is
Well,
it?
One Theory of Everything fucking smacked.
Get out of here.
I've heard good things about the Danish Girl.
Skedaddle.
Theory of Everything. He was in Les Mis.
Yeah,
Jupiter Ascending, which is okay. Trials of the Chicago 7. Fantastic film.
He's in there.
He's in that.
He's in some good.
He's in
movies.
the Aeronauts, which I haven't watched yet, and I want to watch. But he's in the movie that I first seen him in, which was Hick with Chloe Grace Moretz, which is a good fucking movie. That's a good movie. I like it.
But yeah, let's.
He
You
plays
want
like a
to
evil
talk
guy.
about the plot here?
Yeah, let's get in his plot.
What's happened?
What's popping in it? Welcome to the plot of Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. Except we're in America now.
If you thought this was a Harry Potter movie, you're wrong.
It's not. Here we go. Plot going in. In 1926, British wizard and magizoologist Newt Scamander arrives in New York City. He observes Mary Lou Barebone, the non-magical no-mage, or Muggle, head of the new Salem Philanthropic Society, preaching that witches and wizards are real and dangerous. He's trying to escape. He's trying to capture some stuff that escaped from his suitcase, which is a suitcase filled with magical creatures. He meets Jacob Kowalski, the guy who wants to be a baker. And they accidentally, they swap suitcases in a little tussle. Then Tina Goldstein catches him and is like, you know what? We got to take you to Makusa, the Magical Congress of the United States, because we're in the U.S. now. We're not British.
Yeah, it's not the ministry.
It's the ministry. It's Makusa. Was that mean? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. They arrest Newt for breaking magical law. Since the suitcase in his possession only contains Jacob baked goods, Newt is released, and at home, Jacob opens Newt's suitcase, inadvertently freeing several creatures into the city. After Tina and Newt find Jacob, Tina takes them to their apartment, introduces them to Queenie, the Legilimens, which is a mind reader. Jacob and Queenie are mutually attracted. American wizards are forbidden to have contact with no mages, which is a little different than in Britain.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. Newt takes Jacob inside a suitcase, magically expanded to a house, various creatures including an Obscurus, a parasite that develops inside magically gifted children. When their abilities are suppressed, those affected rarely live past the age of 10. They recapture 2 of the 3 beasts. Tina returns a suitcase to Makusa, but they are arrested because she sneaks them in. She sees that they light in the thing, and she's like, "Fuck it, I'm trying to get my job back." She's kind of an asshole in that way. As officials believe, one of Newt's creatures is responsible for killing Senator Henry Shaw Jr., who was actually attacked by a different Obscurus. Director of Magical Security, Percival Graves, accuses Newt of conspiring with Grindelwald, decides to destroy Newt's suitcase and obliviate Jacob's recent memories. Newt and Tina are sentenced to death. They escape, aided by Queenie and Jacob, who retrieve Newt's suitcase. A tip from Gina's goblin informant Narlac leads the Fort to recapture the last of the escaped creatures. Graves approaches Credence, who was the adopted son of the homie, to try to free him from his abusive mother in exchange for helping to find the Obscurus, causing destruction. He finds a wand under his adopted sister's bed, and she assumes it's his mom assumes it's his. When Credence is about to be punished, the Obscurus breaks out, kills his mom and her eldest daughter, Chastity. Graves, assuming modesty as the Obscurus' host, dismisses Credence as a squib and refuses to teach him magic, as he had promised, the squib being a person who was born into magical families but has no magic. Credence reveals that he's the real host, having survived due to the intensity of his magic, and attacks the city in broad daylight. They find him in the subway tunnel. They're attacked by Graves. Tina, who had tried to protect Credence from Mary Lou, attempts to calm the boy when Graves tries to convince Credence to listen to him. Credence goes back to human form. Everybody shows up, and they start blasting his ass. Unseen by anyone but Newt, a single wisp of the creature flees the scene. That's what that is. I didn't realize that. I thought it was another piece of it dissipating.
A single what?
However, unseen by anyone but Newt, a single wisp of the creature flees the scene. In my mind, that was like just like a little.
The last bit had dissipated.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, cool. I guess.
Spoilers.
Graves admits he had planned to unleash the Obscurus to expose the magical community to the no-mages and to frame Newt for the incident. He claims Makusa's laws openly protect no-mages at the expense of the magical community, and he no longer cares to live in hiding. Pickery orders Aurors to apprehend Graves, but he defeats them. Newt captures him with the help of one of his beasts. Cool-ass beast. Reveals that Graves is Grindelwald in disguise, not knowing if the real Graves is still alive or not. Makusa fears their secret world has been exposed. Newt releases his Thunderbird to disperse a potion that obliviates recent memories over the city as rainfall, while Makusa wizards repair the destruction and erase the recent events from the news. Queenie kisses Jacob goodbye as the rain erases memories, and Newt returns to England. Jacob opens a bakery with the pastries resembling Newt's beast, and when Queenie enters, he smiles at her. That's a plot.
That's a big plot.
Go ahead and bring up that ranking. If you don't mind, we can go ahead and slot it in, and then we can give our thoughts.
I got quite a few thoughts on this movie.
Me as well.
Over Thursday.
There we go. There we go.
Let's see it.
Here we go.
Man, okay, this feels weird. I haven't thought about this really.
I thought about it a little bit.
I think I have my answer though.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, 7.
Bro.
This whole list, bro. This whole list. We've been. I was telling you when we get into these ones, it was gonna be the same. I was like, it's gonna be the same.
But
like,
no, I
thought we would be different. I thought you'd finally hit like a thing where I think it was better, or you would think it was better, or something.
I think okay. So let me explain the placing here. So it's because it's definitely not better than Half-Blood Prince.
Nope.
At all.
Nope.
But the CGI, everything's pretty good,
and it's a cool world.
Yeah. It's just, you got the same magic and stuff from the originals.
So
it's just kind of better because Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets has a little bit of that awkward acting.
Yes.
The old effects and stuff.
You're getting a little bit of a backstory. You're getting more like just more cool magical stuff that you never heard of. You're seeing all these cool magical beasts as well.
Yeah, the beasts are really what saved this movie, and then a lot of the characters here are pretty good.
Yep.
Eddie's character, Newt Scamander, is really cool, quirky. I told you this when we were watching.
Just cares about creatures.
I noticed this just about the Harry Potter's a movie. They're in general, they're really good at making super weird, quirky characters.
Yeah.
Being like the hero.
Yeah.
Like Neville being a hero. Luna being like an asset to the team. All these normally quirky, awkward people being like the people that save the day. The baker. What's his name? Jacob. He's also a great character.
Yeah, I like him.
There was I was laughing at one point, bro.
The giggle water,
giggle shots or whatever.
And he's
that
like,
stuff had me.
There
dying.
ain't nobody like me. I'm the only one like me.
I'm the only guy like me.
It's so funny.
It got me, dude.
Yeah. So you get more cool stuff like that, and then also, I think the reason it's this low is because it feels like they try to still depend on the wonder, but the wonder is not there no more.
It's not new.
Exactly. So like you're getting like the cool animals and the cool stuff like that. So there is like a sense of wonder of like, okay, we haven't seen a Thunderbird. We haven't seen the fucking cool ass yo-yo dragon.
Yeah.
We haven't seen some of that stuff. So the wonder is there, but
it's missing though.
The wonder of like, because part of what makes the Harry Potter movies really, really good is, and what makes the writing even better, and I think them hit harder, is you are experiencing the new cool stuff at the same time as the main character.
Yeah.
Right?
And you're in the wizarding world.
Exactly.
In this movie, you're just in New York City.
Yeah.
You get to go in the suitcase. There's some cool stuff there.
The wizarding world feels secondary.
It's just New York City.
Yeah.
Hogwarts is like its own
cool.
thing.
You're surrounded
it's separate.
by it. Yes.
It's completely magical.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
And I think that's what makes this one kind of suffer here as well. Yeah. You're not, the magic really is secondary. There's not a lot of magical fights. There's like a couple at the end. There's not a lot of magical use. There's not a lot of seeing the ins and outs of the magic political system.
I told you this. It's a small thing, but like a lot of shots they just kind of skip over and don't show people like actually casting spells. They're just they're using like Protego and like other stuff, and they're just pointing the wand. But it's like things like them actually saying the spell makes it feel more like yeah, we're wizards. We're in this wizarding world.
The only one who says it, I guess, is Newt.
I think the whole plot of chasing the animals down, reading them, that's really cool.
That's cool.
I think the Credence subplot though, or I guess it's the main plot really.
Yeah.
I don't like
it's pretty
as much
minor
because the second Salem house, whatever, those characters don't end up mattering. Yeah. They mostly die.
They all die. Yeah. Like there's no like real political stakes.
Credence dies. Like it's just there's nothing crazy really happening.
And then of course you watch it all the way at the end. Yeah. So it's like that whole thing's just nothing really came of it. Yeah.
The biggest stakes for the movie really end up being watching Jacob have to get obliviated.
Yeah.
And that was a good scene, watching him have to step out into the water.
But of course, we know what's gonna get reversed.
Yeah,
so
he's in the trailers for the newest movies and stuff like that. So like that stuff gets changed. But even when you're watching like the scenes with characters in Harry Potter when we were watching those movies, and things happen, they still have weight. This one did too. But I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah. It was fun.
I'm kind of excited.
It's still
to
a fun film.
One.
Yeah, me too. Even though we know that this next one is scored extremely poorly.
Yeah, we know it's bad, but we talked about why it's probably bad. And we think it's right. A lot of setup, which is kind of what I need in this universe.
Yeah,
because this movie, everything's resolved at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, Grindelwald is in handcuffs.
Yep.
Like what else is there to do? All the animals have been picked up. Apparently, the Obscurus, there's a little piece left.
Yeah.
But it's all handled. So
yeah,
I don't know.
That's our thoughts on Fantastic Beasts. You can go ahead and put the list away. We're going to be watching Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Number 2, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
I think it's just Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
It's something like that, yeah. That's going to be popping. And then April 18th is Fantastic Beasts,
The Secrets of Dumbledore.
And, of course, there's 5 of these films coming, so we will revisit this, of course.
Is that the only character? I mean, Grindelwald is obviously in the OG. You see him for a little bit in like a Flash
newspaper
scene.
Yeah.
Is Dumbledore the only other character that's like that? You know this character?
I don't know. We haven't.
Like just in the movie we just watched, right? It's just Dumbledore that's like, I know that character.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of
other. There's no like people you're like, oh, from the past.
Okay.
Because Dumbledore's old as fuck.
Yeah.
So
he's the only one that I guess
we might see like some Minerva in 3 or 4 or something. I don't know.
What is it? And it's like the late 1920s when
this one was 1926.
Okay.
And so I don't know how far into the future we're gonna go. I imagine not that far. So
yeah, I was curious if we'd get into like.
I like the period piece aspect of it too. In my opinion, seeing like the magical world, but before.
Yeah.
Like before they learned how to wipe the minds of everyone in the town. Because he's basically the one that discovered that, I guess.
Yeah. Did they use that in Harry Potter?
Yeah, because they talk about like when dragons and shit get out, they've had to like wipe the minds of entire towns. They talk about that.
Yeah.
It's like, last time a dragon got out, like it took a long. And then in this one, they're like, we can't wipe the mind of the whole city. There's no way we can do that.
I will say though, watching like when you go into Makusa versus the Ministry, the technology doesn't seem that different.
Yeah.
It's mostly magical.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It
There's,
doesn't.
there's
feel
obviously a
too
different
time-consuming.
culture. It feels like a different culture around
Yeah,
this
that's
stuff.
really what it is.
Yeah. And you learn about like legilimens, which we hadn't heard of before.
That's the lady who can read minds.
Which honestly, like that kind of stuff also feels odd because then it's like,
Why was this not ever?
yeah, you know what I mean. So it's kind of hard to put that stuff. Like I liked her character and I liked the stuff that was going on, but it was hard not to be like, this is a thing that exists and we never heard about it. You know,
I mean, but that kind of happens throughout the Harry Potter movies too. When you're introduced to a big plot in Prisoner of Azkaban as the time turner.
Yeah.
That never gets used in another movie.
Yep.
Doesn't get used in a movie before it. It's just like a plot device that you just kind of have to recognize it's cool, ignore it for the rest of the movies.
Yeah.
So a lot of things are gonna be like, why didn't they do it? Why is this in the Fantastic Beasts movies but not in the Harry Potter movies? I feel like we'll see a lot of that.
Yeah.
Simply based on how the movies are written.
Yeah, I agree.
So
anyway, that's it. In terms of news this week,
what you got?
there's just a new Walking Dead spinoff coming out next year.
Yeah, it's a spoiler title too.
Yeah, I would try. I was thinking about it after I had already told you. I was like, I should have not said.
Well, it was on my Twitter page.
Oh, it was already there? Yeah, because the title for the new Walking Dead spinoff is mad spoilers if you haven't watched the whole show.
Yeah, it's crazy spoilers. Because it's not.
No, we're not going to tell you what's about. But
I can't even tell you the title.
The title of the new one is
spoilers.
huge spoilers. That's why I immediately said you need to finish it.
Are you sure?
Okay, skip 15 seconds in the future if you do not want to hear the title of the new Walking Dead season. It's Walking Dead, Negan and Maggie.
No, Megan and Wait, no, they don't. What? That's not a thing.
That is a thing.
No, it's not.
In like the last season?
No, it's not.
It was on the timeline.
No.
Unlike the
people were like, this better not happen.
Oh, I thought it was a thing.
No, that's not a thing. But that is the title.
So you watched all the show?
Well, no. I haven't watched the very last season.
Well, yeah, that's what it's in.
Huh?
That it's in that.
No, I know because every time it airs, I just go to Twitter. I'm like, okay, what happened in this episode? I don't want to watch it right now, but I want to know what's happening. So I know what's happening. They do not.
I thought I read on the timeline that they do.
No. It felt like it was going to go that way, but it didn't go that way.
Oh, okay.
And people were going to get pissed if it did.
Okay.
But people were pissed that this show is even happening.
Yeah.
The funniest thing is just like, I saw a tweet that was like Glenn looking down from heaven.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
And he's just like.
It was funny. Anyway. Yeah, there you go.
That's it. There wasn't anything else.
Dude, it's hard to release news in Ukraine war.
I saw some weird. That's true. I saw some weird trailers while at the movie theaters though.
Yeah, but nothing new. It was all rehashed.
It was new for me.
Like, what was it?
Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
In a movie where so let me give you the trailer rundown.
Okay.
Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
Very, very rich.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage can't act no more.
Yeah.
Can't find jobs, right?
Yep.
Some guy's like, hey, some dude wants you to come to his island. He'll pay you a whole bunch of money to hang out with him. Pedro Pascal, super duper rich, has Nick Cage be his best friend, but it's like paying him.
Okay.
Turns out he's a drug lord.
Okay.
The FBI or whatever is like, Nick Cage, we need you to take down your drug lord friend.
Okay.
And that's the movie.
Oh. That sounds terrible.
But it's Nick Cage playing Nick Cage.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
The only thing that came out of, I was like, oh, cool. Secrets of Dumbledore looks cool. And, well, yeah, I guess we got different trailers because I watched an IMAX. Yeah. But Nope, I was like, Nope looks good.
Yeah, we got the Nope trailer. There was one for like a winter storm on a mountain thing.
Yeah,
where the wind got up to like 200 miles per hour. That one looked kind of interesting. There's one more I wanted to talk to you about, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
that's it.
Now it's time to talk about the things we've been watching. Before we get into Batman, we will talk about the fact that I started watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is just real bad TV, but I'm liking it.
You need one.
Yeah.
I've been telling people.
It's fun.
Mine's The Bachelor.
It's fun. It's a little 45-minute episode, and you're like, damn, dude, these motherfuckers are dumb.
Yep.
that's like
you're
the whole thing.
How do you not see through like
and it's funny.
The bullshit.
And of course you got the classic like character that's like, I don't want to be here. So like one of the girls' husband is constantly like just not giving a shit.
Yeah.
And it's like I respect this guy. Like I relate to this guy.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Anyway, and then we watched the Kanye doc. We finished up the Kanye documentary. Jeen-Yuhs, a Kanye trilogy. This was a really good fucking documentary.
I think it
was one of the better documentaries I've seen, period. And in terms of music documentaries, hip-hop documentaries, this is a must-see.
I think it's great. I will say the first two episodes are very different than the last episode.
Yes.
The last episode feels like the early 2000s Kanye documentary. The last episode is just like
Let's get
Kanye through the times.
Yeah. The whole
that's
thing
kinda spiral.
is just really, really good. And if you don't know the premise, there's a guy named Cootie who back in the day, on a whim, Kanye asked him, pack it up, move with me to New York, believe in my dream, and film everything that I do for a documentary for when we make it big. And he said, fuck it, I'll do it. And so he did it. And so he has all this super early footage of Kanye in the studio, pitching to Rockefeller, making music videos, all this really, really cool hip-hop culture stuff.
All
which,
before college
of course,
dropout.
it's in to hate on Kanye. And Kanye is a shit ass. I'm not going to deny.
Yeah.
Total bad guy. But it's still cool seeing all this stuff in the past. And the thing that I think is the coolest from all of this is getting the kind of the inside scoop on Donda and Kanye's mom and his relationship with his mom, and also the fact that nobody believed in him.
Yeah, no. So Kanye, I mean, most people know, producer first was how he started. He made a beat for like Jay-Z for H to the Izzo. That blew up. That's what put Kanye on the map.
Yep.
And then everybody's like, okay, Kanye's a great producer.
Yeah, and he wanted to be a rapper. I want to be a name. And he didn't want to be.
Just the producer.
They kept labeling, even when they would label him as Kanye on a thing. He's like, "What the fuck is Kanye? I want to be Kanye West. Label me Kanye West, right?" And that was like his whole thing. And so they have all this super early footage, all this crazy footage, all these like all these music videos they worked on, all this stuff, so much like archival stuff. Where I'm like, this dude held on to this, and I'm so glad that this dude held on to this footage, because this is like history right here. So it's really cool. And then it goes all the way up into the modern era. Like there's a few gaps in there where he's like, I didn't talk to Kanye for 2 years, or there was a year missing here.
Gap, I think it was the longest.
And it like goes like that. But for the most part, it's start to finish. Old Kanye, all the way up into run for president, all the way up into Trump stuff, like all the way up until even the COVID-19. We get into COVID-19 in this documentary, and what was going on there with Kanye. Like you get all the way up to damn near a week ago, Kanye in this documentary, which is crazy, and it is just really good. And I think because Cootie, the guy who made it, the videographer, he kind of also makes some of the documentary about himself and his life and how that kind of like goes in, and that honestly fits really well, because when he first started doing it, I was like, man, I'm here for a Kanye doc. Like, I don't really care what you got going on. But then like I just like sat there and I was like, no, actually, this is like interesting stuff. And it goes all the way through.
It's part of the story, because he's like, I wasn't with Kanye for 6 years. Y'all know what happened. Yeah. But y'all know the same things that I know the same things y'all know. But here's what I was doing.
And it really shows you like the inside of the music industry, the dark side of the music industry, the dark side of a friend hitting it big in the music industry, and like how that can affect your relationship with them.
You start to get distant.
It ties in what it's like to have a child and what that means for your time and your life and your job and the music industry. He brings it back to faith at multiple points during the thing, where he's like, in the end, just thank God or whatever. And then, really just seeing the stuff with Donda is really what was my favorite part of the documentary. But this was a really, really good doc. And if you got Netflix and you're into hip hop tangentially even, this documentary is well worth your time.
It is great. It is really good.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend.
Super, super good. We're going to talk about this reader mail question and what's coming soon before we get into our thoughts on Batman, because we're going to go spoiler mode. So coming soon, of course, Turning Red drops on Friday.
Is that straight to Disney Plus?
Yes, Pixar movie going to Disney Plus for Frizzle. Don't have to pay for it. No paying.
Free.
No money. We'll be watching that. That's fun. And then a little piece of reader mail for you. You can write into synceduppod@gmail.com or the reader mail submission tab of the Discord with any questions, comments, or concerns, just like Fielding did. And he writes in,
what did he say?
In the Harry Potter universe, could you consider one's Patronus to also be their persona? Go ahead and ponder this for a little bit.
This is an artful question, but I have my answer.
Poignant pause.
I have my answer. My answer is no.
No?
I believe the persona is something you choose.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
You get to decide who you want to be. Your Patronus, you don't really have much choice in that. You think I would have chose a cat?
No, Tonganese cat.
You think
Definitely
Snape
not.
wanted a doe?
I would have picked something cooler.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, lions and tigers, big
Tonganese cat.
big animals.
I'm a Tonganese cat. Mike is a something cat.
I don't know. I'm also a cat. And Jordan's a salamander.
Jordan got a fucking fire salamander, bro.
Yeah.
But
I think we all would have picked different animals.
Fuck yeah, bro. I was shooting for river otter.
Persona, Patron.
That's what I wanted.
Expecto for persona.
Expecto persona.
That's all you're getting.
Anyway, that's a respectable answer. Before we talk about these Batman spoilers, if you have not seen the Batman movie, you guys can go ahead and dip out. Go support us on Patreon, patreon.com/syncedup. Go follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/synceduppodcast.
Spoiler content.
Do all that stuff. Yes.
Jordan.
And then also you'll catch us in the post show. The post show will be good. The gang's about to dip.
Jordan hasn't watched yet.
And then we're going to talk about
The
Batman. Kylie's gonna take over.
Vengeance.
Kylie's gonna take over the seat, so she can end the show.
She didn't say. She's like, I didn't get told that.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have just got up and hit the button.
True. I guess that's true.
You don't gotta worry about it, baby, if you don't want to. Okay.
And then we're gonna talk a little Batman.
Let's talk.
We gotta wait.
They're walking.
They're
out.
walking away. Adriana. Oh, she's.
What's kind of like just your overall thought?
My overall thought on the Batman.
Do people need to go see it today?
Yeah.
You think it's worth being in the conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's worth watching the movie theater too.
I think so too. But I don't think it's the greatest Batman movie ever. Like,
I mean, I
some
don't
people
either. I think it's second best.
I think it's second best as well.
I think it's second best Batman film.
All right, this man is taking. his
Jordan's
sweet
taking
time.
a sweet time. We're trying to get into these spoilers. My man's is on a jaunt. He's on a jolly old trot.
He is whimsically
dilly-dallying through
frolicking.
the house.
Honestly,
There's only so long I can vamp before I just gotta say rip, and Mans is gonna hear spoilers.
Batman dies. Sorry, I
got-
just had to get out of the way.
That's gonna be 10 seconds, 9 seconds. I'm just going. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's a 10 out of 10.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think so.
I think it's a 10 out of 10 film.
I think it's maybe 8.5 to 9.
Yeah, it's real good in my opinion. On a lot of fronts. I think first and foremost, the most obvious front is the cinematic front in terms of
Cinematically, I think it is really
cool ass
good.
shots. Penguin.
Well, hold up. There are some bad shots.
like what?
I gotta be honest. When man is jumping off the building, has
Jumping
the
off the building?
wingsuit,
Yeah.
that is a terrible shot.
do
And
you
you
mean?
just see like the GoPro on his face. That shot.
Oh, when it was like
sucks.
first person?
Yes.
Oh, it was all right.
No, it sucks, bro.
I
It is
thought.
a bad shot.
Yeah.
And then there are some shots where they make it's got to be something with the camera lens because it makes Robert Pattinson, Robbie P. It makes his face so long, and I don't know if that was where I was sitting in the theater. Maybe,
Yeah.
but his face was just so big and like
You were.
could tell
It's
it was
worth noting you
distorted.
were front row.
I was front row. That there's a complication here.
Yeah, you were front row.
But there were
'Cause
some
I didn't notice
shots
that.
that like threw me off where it was like, why is his face so wide? That shouldn't be like. I understand he's a bulky man.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be that crazy.
Yeah, that wasn't something that I noticed.
Y'all need skedaddle.
Yeah, that wasn't something I noticed at all.
But I will say I loved Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah, I think it's great.
And honestly, I loved his Bruce Wayne too.
I like because they take the Bruce Wayne and they say, you know what, we're just gonna do 10 minutes of this shit. It's gonna be all
That's
that.
fair. But they also say we're not gonna make him cocky. We're not gonna make him this.
That's
He's a
dark and brooding.
recluse.
Yeah.
He's a recluse. He's just been in his cave sulking.
Yeah.
I like that Batman.
Yeah. No, I do as well. I think it's really good. The penguin upside down in the car, the flames.
That is cool.
Where he comes walking.
Found out that shot is that shot's real. Him jumping through the flames,
Yeah.
real shot.
So good.
It's so
There are a lot of practical effects I noticed.
yeah. Very good. I liked Colin Farrell's performance as Batman.
Yep.
I like Zoe Kravitz's performance.
I liked everyone's performance. I don't think the Jim Gordon is as good as Gary Oldman. Because it's Gary Oldman. What are you gonna do?
I don't think. I don't like the Riddler.
You didn't like Paul Dano?
I have my reasons.
I would like them to be listed because this feels like a clinically insane opinion.
The riddles sucked.
The riddles were mid, yeah,
Like
but the Riddler,
when he was acting in when he's in the insane asylum, whatever, right?
yeah.
That's
But even
the
before
best.
then, when he's like killing people and he's like in the videos, his performance is really good.
I don't think so.
Dude, it definitely is. When he's
I don't
like
like
when
it-
he's in the thing, he's like when he's killing
The
people.
whole time, I'm just like, I wish this was like Heath Ledger right now. I wish this was a better.
Like I will
I don't-
concur that in terms of like quality or in terms of how hard you got to think, not that intense. But in terms of Paul Dano's performance, I thought it was like spectacular.
The only scene I liked was when he is unmasked.
Yeah, that's
Those are
good
the
too.
scenes I like. The riddles I felt sucked. I will say there's one time when the guys got the timer on the bomb.
Yep.
That was good.
Yeah.
But then I still feel like he's just playing into more of a Joker persona, like a I don't know. Like I just
But I mean, he is a crazy motherfucker.
he is. But I don't know.
He's obviously demented.
Yeah, I guess so.
Especially with this whole shtick thinking that him and Batman were on the same team.
I think the problem comes in how the Riddler's been depicted every time before this.
Yeah, he's just a goofy guy.
He's more goofy than like.
Yeah, no, I like this Riddler way more than the goofy guy.
I think I do too, but it's hard for me to be like, this is just a worse Joker.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking most of the time. Is like this is just a worse.
Yeah, but
Joker.
the difference is
because he's doing the same stuff like the Joker would also do.
But not really.
What do you mean?
Because the Riddler, his is targeted. The Joker's was not. The Joker was I'm doing chaos for chaos's sake.
Yeah, that's true. The motives are different.
Yeah, and where the Riddler was like, this is politically charged.
But once he gets the bomb on him and stuff, it's like.
But it's still politically charged.
It is
because it's the DA.
It is, but it's like a political Joker. That's all it is.
He's just making people pay for.
Yes, that's true.
What they did.
It's just a worse Joker to me. Well, because his whole thing.
He wanted to be caught.
Yeah.
He wanted to be caught, so he wasn't
set up
kill
everything.
It was all a thing to get him caught. But because he's psychotic, he thought that Batman was in on it. He thought that Batman and him were on the same team.
Yeah. Riddler. I think bad Riddler performance, good villain performance overall though.
Yeah.
Just because it's not the Riddler I wanted.
Yeah.
The riddles were lame.
The Riddlers are mid.
What's the he lies still? What's the first part?
I can't remember.
What does a liar do when they die?
Yeah.
He lies still.
He lies still.
I didn't feel like it was, and then like the cool stuff.
But like how advanced can you make the riddles though? Because you don't want the audience to be like, "What the fuck?"
I'm cool with that. Make me not get it until the very end, but explain it at least. You know? It was more like, here's a cipher that the audience doesn't have a single chance of deciphering.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have Alfred do it.
Yeah.
And it's like the stuff like that where it's like, oh, here's the maze, and then there's just like blacklight, and oh, it's on top.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
I guess I just cared more about seeing Batman solve it than solving it myself.
That's fair.
But
like Batman didn't ever struggle to solve stuff either.
But yeah, but he still like was like in the shits like solving it. Like he was still like doing the stuff and then was like solving stuff. But like I cool. Like to put it on screen to where like I the viewer also have to solve the riddle. I don't think I really care. But I get why people would want that. Jill's like, I don't know what she's doing, but she got something.
She's getting it. Yo, Sally.
But I get because Tim Geddes had the same opinion where he was like, I wanted there to be a moment where I was like, oh.
Yeah,
that's what that meant.
I think that's what I'm missing.
Yeah,
I think that's he has it right there. I didn't have it like, oh my god, he set this up from the beginning. Because the setup there is like the murder weapon uncovers the carpet.
Yeah, carpet tool, bro.
That didn't mean anything to me. It was like, oh, the dude's like, oh, my dad's a carpenter.
Yeah,
he uses that to pulls up the upholstery or whatever.
Yeah,
and you're just like, how are we supposed to ever like?
Well, that's not part of that wasn't part of the plan though. Him discovering the thing under the carpet wasn't part of Riddler's plan, so it wasn't like a riddle.
Was it not?
No.
Then why did he write down the password in big letters at the bottom of the floor?
Because he was psychotic and he put it all there and then he covered it up. Because he didn't want them to find that the bombs were there. That was just his plans, and they were in his little videos. They were in his like encrypted videos or whatever.
I guess that's fair. I don't know, dude. Why? So you're saying him using that as a murder weapon was never a clue? No,
it was just he had it for that purpose and then ended up murdering him.
Adds to my theory that he's a bad Riddler.
I guess so.
I don't know. I agree with who did you say it was? It was Tim Geddes.
Yeah,
I was saying that. I agree with Tim. Yeah, I didn't get the big aha moment.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But what I did absolutely love about this movie was every time Robert was just walking.
Yeah.
Anytime he's on screen.
In the beginning, when they sync his footsteps to a metronome, and you think it's like a clock song, and then it's actually just him walking, dink, dink. It's like, oh shit.
He's a very
vengeance. That guy's like, who the fuck are you?
The monologue at the beginning is so good.
Yeah,
where he's like, the light isn't just a sign for me.
Yeah,
it's more of a fear thing.
Right, and in the thing,
they all think I'm in the shadows and watching all the
like even the vandals
criminals
just getting scared,
just like looking in every shadow.
Yeah,
like, that's cool.
Yeah, that
stuff's cool.
Let's skip all this bullshit with his origin. Let's skip all the bullshit with him being friends with Jim Gordon. Yeah. The audience knows all this.
Yeah,
we're just gonna toss it in, and I like that. I was like, yeah, we don't need to know how he met Jim Gordon or how he became Batman. Let's just skip straight to the end.
Yeah,
which was like probably a really, really good choice in my opinion. Just being like, yeah, of course he's always with Jim Gordon.
That's and then I like the stuff about like the family watching what like the renewal foundation, how that ended up being corrupted and stuff. Yep. Like the power grab there. When Bruce Wayne goes to talk to Falcone, I love that scene.
Yeah.
I've seen
because he goes down there and he's like, "Do you know who I am?"
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's fucking Batman. And he comes in, and then he comes in like 2 scenes later. He comes down there as Bruce Wayne. Do you know who I am? And then they let him in.
It's just I like it a lot, and I couldn't exactly tell you why.
Yeah.
I just like it.
And I thought the Gotham was really good.
I can understand why people don't like this movie.
Yeah.
If you don't like somebody was comparing it to that, like, it felt Twilighty.
Yeah, I don't.
He's still off sandish and quiet and stuff.
I guess I don't
but
know.
like that's the kind of Batman I like.
Yeah, I didn't really.
I'm like, he's a recluse. He's not Iron Man. He's not supposed to be Tony Stark.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought the Gotham depiction was superb. I liked this.
This was the most like modern, but also like most crime infested Gotham I think we've seen so
far. Which is how Gotham usually is.
It is, but anytime it gets that crime infested, I'm like, why don't people just leave? Like, why are we here?
Bro, we love our city, bro.
We love Gotham that much.
Yeah,
you getting robbed on the daily.
Yeah.
People dying every day.
Yeah. So I like that. I like the Gotham depiction. I like the seeing a lot of the stuff on the side, like the news and stuff.
I will say, it felt weird that the election was a whole subplot to this.
Yeah.
Why? I understand that, like, the movies, like, he's a political guy, the Riddler. What his motives are political.
Yeah.
But like, the election going on at the same time as this is like, I don't know.
Well, because one of the guys that was running, one of the main guys that was running for election was like part of Riddler's whole thing. That, like, but
then it still continues to be a big element throughout. Like, Bella is like a character that's like involved in the end.
Yeah, because I think it's.
Is it set up?
Is
she supposed to be a big deal?
I think it's set up, but I also think you're trying to depict the city changing, because you depict Batman changing, right? So in the end of the movie, when he's beating on that Riddler guy, and he says, "Who are you?" and the Riddler guy says, "I'm vengeance." Batman realizes, "Oh fuck, I don't want to be vengeance anymore." I don't want to do that. And then that's when he turns into the light and the darkness. When he goes down into the water, and the water is like a baptism. He falls into the water. He comes out of the water. He's no longer vengeance, and he's the light and the darkness.
Damn,
and then he has
Who'd you hear that from?
That's just what it is.
You got the baptism
That's what it is.
The first time you watched. Damn, son.
So he cuts the thing, and then he falls in the water, and then depicts him coming out of the water. Good. It's like the rebirth. Yeah. And then instead of instilling fear in people, the next thing he does immediately after the water is like put his hand out, and everyone's like, because even the good guy that the bad guys were beating up on in the beginning of the movie was like, please don't hurt me, right? And so he's changed from, oh, I don't want to be this demon, I want to be a beacon of light.
So that sets it up to where Gotham is now on like a positive upturn.
Yeah,
but Gotham's never on a positive upturn.
No.
So
because you still got Penguin in the mix. I guess of course you got the Joker showing up.
Yeah, I think you have to lead with like a psychomaniac at this point.
Yeah.
So it has to be like Joker is your next villain.
We'll see. And then Joker teasing the Riddler could come back. Everybody loves a redemption story.
Yeah. Well, okay. So you said the post credits shows
it's some AR. It was a URL into like some ARG stuff that hints towards Hush.
Did you ever do any follow up on that? Any more research? Who Hush is or anything?
No.
Okay.
Just a Batman villain, I guess.
Because I'm curious if like because we've set up a lot of things here at this point.
Penguin,
Joker,
Cobblepot.
Riddler obviously could always come back.
Yep.
Then you got Hush. So
Catwoman stuff going to, I can't remember what the town was. She said.
I don't know. It didn't sound like anything I knew.
It's in the comics.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah. I feel like they didn't need a Kith.
Why not?
No, it just felt out of place.
Kith, bro.
Didn't feel like enough had happened.
This movie, I will say,
it didn't feel like enough had happened for them to want to.
This movie definitely.
Yeah.
This definitely failed the Bechdel test. I will say that.
What is that?
That's where like two women talk to each other about something that's not about a man.
Oh yeah.
That does not happen.
Yeah. Do two women talk to each other at all? I guess there's like the kind of side scene of him like zooming in trying to figure out the sauce.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's not really two women interacting.
Yeah, you don't really have
two women. It's not really happening.
It's really only Batman. Dude, I loved Alfred.
Yeah. Dude, Andy Serkis as Alfred at first I was like,
yeah, dude.
But then by the end of it I was like,
how did I not know this? How did I not know Andy Serkis was Alfred? And then like he starts talking, I'm like, no, this works.
Yeah, no, I knew he was Alfred going in, but I was still like, I was iffy because I was like, Andy Serkis? Like he plays a crazy motherfucker. But then by the end of it I was like, that's a good Alfred. That's a good Alfred right there.
He hold it down.
Pretty good.
He's opening Master Wayne's mail for him.
Yeah, so good.
Just double checking.
I will say, feels like bombs aren't really bombs unless they're bombs.
Yeah,
the seawall bombs were bombs. The C4 for Alfred bomb
did
not a bomb. This is the bomb that blew up in homie's mouth.
Literally, Batman's like, he's got this one part exposed. And he's like, whoop, and then he just walks it off.
Shit. Like what?
Takes a shotgun.
Homie only knows how to make bombs, and he's putting them on the seawall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also thought the seawall plot was also weird.
I liked it. I loved it.
It felt like you wanted to get everybody all in one place to shoot up a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Weird.
But that was. But
I know. It's just like the seawall plot just felt weird because it's like how do we come back from this? You don't. It's just everybody has to. Coast Guard gets called in.
Yeah, exactly.
All that. I don't know.
Batman, bro. Light in the darkness. To like get rid of him.
Yeah. There was no chance for. Yeah, he was always a step behind.
But I think, I don't know. I think that was good for his to realize like, oh shit, these dudes are bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They are
because because it's also like it's just such like a weird. But I liked it though, the whole thing where all the Riddler people felt like they were on the same side as Batman, and that's why he came to the conclusion like, oh, I can't do this no more because these dudes think they're with me, but they're not. Like I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? We did the whole thing. And I like the old duck and switch where you're like, oh fuck, the Riddler figured out that Batman is Bruce Wayne, and you're like, oh shit. But then like 10 minutes in the conversation, you're like, oh wait, he didn't.
Wait, what do you mean he didn't?
He didn't.
What do you mean he didn't?
Did you not get that from the?
No.
Because he says Bruce Wayne, and then Batman's like, oh fuck, and then Batman looks at the camera and he's like, fuck, and then he's like, Bruce Wayne, and then he's like trying to figure out like, oh fuck, what I do? He knows that I'm Bruce Wayne, and then he's like, he's the only one that we didn't get, and then Batman realizes like, oh, he doesn't know that I'm Bruce Wayne. He thinks he's on my team, and we were trying to kill Bruce Wayne, and we didn't. He's not saying I know you're Bruce Wayne. He's saying that's why it's a bait and switch because it makes you think. That's why Batman looks at the camera, and then as soon as he says he's the only one we didn't get, Robert Pattinson's like, "Oh shit," and he like his shoulders immediately slack, and then he immediately comes up to the thing.
I need to rewatch it then.
Yeah, no,
I just didn't interpret that.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Because he said that's the only one we didn't get. In, I thought he just meant like.
No, he was saying we as in me and you, Batman.
I thought it meant me and like my crew of.
Nah, because immediately following that. He's like, what do you mean we? And then he's like, oh, you played him. You did everything I told you to. And then he's talking about how they were on the same team.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, this isn't how it's supposed to work at all. We were supposed to watch it together.
I see. Okay.
Because the Riddler thought he was working with the Batman.
Yeah, there's some more clicking here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why he leaves all the Batmans the letters. He gives them all. He's like, I set it all up for you. You did everything. I said, bring him into the light. You brought him into the light so I could kill him. And he's like, what? No, I didn't. And then
I see. I didn't.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't truly understand. That's
the part that you fell asleep during, and I was like, babe, that's the most important piece, and you missed it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't change much for me on how I read this movie because
I'm excited for a sequel though.
Still, the Riddler. Is it rewatchable? Yeah, I want to rewatch it. But it's long.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how rewatchable it is because that
I just want to rewatch that scene.
Yeah.
I will say it didn't feel like 3 hours.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But it did feel like scenes felt long. The movie didn't feel long.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the car chase felt like a minute too long.
Yeah.
Some other stuff was like, this could be cut down a little bit. Some things kind of felt unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like when we go talk to Cobblepot for the first time.
Yeah.
You don't get anything really major about that. You get introduced to
the girl,
Catwoman,
Zoe.
But like, you didn't need to have a whole conversation with Cobblepot that went nowhere.
Yeah. Gotta set up Cobblepot for later, maybe.
I'm kind of excited, but yeah, this doesn't come close to touching Dark Knight for me.
No, Dark Knight's too good.
It's like I said, it's the villain performance. Batman is kind of a simple character. I mean, everybody who plays him tries to play a different part of him.
Yep.
But it's really the villains where they get to explore a little more, I think. And I just feel like they didn't do anything too crazy with the Riddler in this one.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, that's our thoughts.
Yeah.
You can watch the post show if you support us at patreon.com/synceduppod, the $5 tier. So if you do that, we'll see you in a few minutes. Everybody else, we'll see you tomorrow. Next week, goodbye.